Good morning and welcome back to our search for the greatest of all trails. Today I'm coming to you from about 25 k's or so up the road from Rotorua and 8k back up that way to Fitzgerald Glade. The track I'm running today is called Woods Mill Dock Walking Track. Not too sure what's going to be involved in this one. We've had a fair bit of rain, it's middle of winter, and as you can see right behind me there's a shit ton of water which is I've got to get through in order to get to the beginning of the track. So my guess is it's going to be wet, it's going to be slippery, and it's going to be a whole heap of fun. So let's go check it out. It's not often that you'll see me in a raincoat, and it's not actually even chucking it down at the moment, but it's a bit cold and I'm not quite sure how much good running I'm going to get in, so not too sure how much I'll warm up. So you might see me take it off later on. Now this track itself, it's going to take me out to what's called UHS-I. It says by the sign there, it says an hour and a half, 4.3 k's. So it's not going to be a long one, probably about 9k return. And as I said, I'm expecting to get some pretty wet feet. Typical Mamaku running so far. Got wet, cold feet, but as you can see, weather's not been too bad. And the track itself is actually very runnable at this stage, which was a lot better than what I was expecting. So long may that remain. Well, the sun's quite nice. Okay, so this is pretty much what I was expecting, or at least a fair amount of this. Little wind throw to sort of skirt around, duck underneath, and basically have a real proper adventure. How am I going to get over this? Yeah, that sort of worked. Whoa. Wouldn't have wanted to be underneath this when it came down. Right. I think Doc's got their work cut out to try and clean all that up. Right, let's find the orange marker. Let's go back this way. Nothing like getting lost to get you nice and warm. This is the reason why you have GPX. Now, on the wildthings.club trail directory, there's a GPX option which you can download, you know, to a compatible watch. Now, mine's saying that I'm off track. So, this is the absolute cracking thing about it. All I've got to do is now get back onto the purple line, which will then say I'm back on the track proper. So it really saves you a whole heap of mucking about. So why didn't you do that earlier, you'll be saying? That's a bloody good question. Now it looks like I'm running parallel to the track. I want to sort of, let's do a hard right. How far does this go? How the hell I've managed to how I've managed to miss that is beyond me. What a doofus. Anyway, the advantage of GPX, eh? I've managed to get myself back from being off piste due to the tree fall and back onto the main track here without any serious loss of time. So a really good safety feature if you want to think of it like that, but more I just download it just to save the hassle. Nothing worse than coming out and you're spending your day sort of scrambling around, not knowing whether you're on the track, off the track. And look, there is a real potential that you could, you know, continue going in the wrong direction, especially someone who's directionally challenged such as myself. So, you know, a really good feature and well worth, you know, downloading it if you've got functionality on your watch in order to use it. So, all right, let's keep going. That's quite neat. That's the epiphytes growing up the trunk of that massive tree. How massive, you might ask? Well, I suggest that the diameter is wider than my arms. Not surprisingly, given the proximity of this track to those up in the Kaimais, it's, yeah, there's a real resemblance to tracks such as, you know, Henderson Tramline and various others that are sort of traipsing through the Kaimais. You know, these sort of features here, old discarded bits of machinery, very common up in the Kaimais and through the Mamakus here as well. So, yeah, a few items of interest to keep you entertained. So what's orange and sounds like a parrot? Carrot. Right, we've got no parrots here, but I have just seen a kiddo or wood pigeon, so a fair amount of bird life through here. I actually hear a whole lot, so yeah, quite surprising. Thought I'd just hear a lot more birds, but maybe it's too wet for them and they're taking shelter. So, first stream crossing of the day. Just headed down a hill into this little gully where the stream is here, and even with all the rain that we've got, there's not a whole lot of water, to be honest. So, pretty simple crossing. Well, I'll probably manage to stuff it up. These rocks look a little bit slippery. But, sure-footed goats such as myself, oh, I just traversed that. Easy, too easy. Come on, throw some more at me. So it's taken about 35 minutes to get to the end of the track here. It's pretty quick running, and I've also of course been doing lots of filming. I sometimes turn the camera off, but not always, so it gives you a bit of an idea how long it does take. Now it does say that's the end, but we're just going to sneak past because there's a better viewpoint just a little bit further up here. And as you can see, whoa, that's slippery. You continue on past where the track ends, and as you can see, it's a little bit calmer here. Now in summer, when it would be hot, not like today, there's a few little places where you could probably just sit in, out of the current, and just have a nice little soak. Now, today ain't one of those days, so I'm not about to gratify my 3 YouTube listeners and go and show them how to do it. Instead, I'll leave that up to you to do. But, you know, this is a beautiful spot to finish up, or at least this a beautiful spot in which to turn around. And if you have the time, obviously, you know, bring a bit to eat, sit down, have a little picnic, collect your thoughts, and turn around and go home. But geez, it really is pretty. Oh, that's pretty decent as well, isn't it? Not that keen on getting too much closer, but well worth the short run out here. Honestly, that's been a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I've actually been putting off running this trail for quite some time actually. It's one of the few in this area around sort of the outskirts of Tauranga and Rotorua that I haven't run. And the reason I've been putting it off is because 1, I wasn't sure if it was actually even open. 2, I thought even if it was open, the track was actually going to be, you know, pretty hoary, and it was going to be quite difficult to run. And 3, I actually didn't think there was going to be anything of interest when I was going to go and run it. But as you hopefully have seen, there's some pretty cool stuff. I mean, the terrain's, it's reasonably flat, and it's only one half decent hill when you're running, and it's not particularly varied. But what makes it so good is when you get to the end, you have that Waiomau or Waomau stream, and especially after this rain, it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, that might not be the case in summer. It may well be that it's a lot drier and it's not anywhere near as spectacular, but hey, if that's the case, just make sure you come out in winter when you've been a bit of rain over the preceding couple of days. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Oh, one last thing. What I forgot to say is that the car park here, it's actually quite large. Like there's a lot of room to park. It's just off State Highway 5, but it's not signposted. So what you want to do is make sure that you actually do, you know, type into Google Maps the name of the track, and you'll find it easily. But anyway, take care. Have a great week. Thanks for watching again. See you on the next one.